For my 15 minutes to quilt today, I'm going to be working on the Quiltswappers signature quilt. My name is Shalina. Welcome to Quilt in Color, and I hope that you get a chance to sew along with me so that you can enter to win prizes. I exchanged these blocks in 2003 with the other members of my Quiltswappers group. This was a long time ago, before pre-cuts were a thing, and it was really fun to see all the fabrics from different places all around the world. This one's from Australia. This one's from California. This is a really fun project to work on with a nice group of friends and a good way to remember them. When we did the exchange in 2003, one of the people had to bow out of the swap, and so they were not able to give us any blocks. But we had already made blocks for that person, so they did a drawing for all the people who were interested in getting these blocks, and I won the drawing, so I actually have 2 sets of these blocks. So today I wanted to make more progress on my Quiltswappers signature swap blocks. I worked on this quilt last year as well, and I'll put a link in the description box for last year's video for this quilt. Let's get started. So I stored these in a baggie. Everybody made the same block, and it was all had to be put on muslin fabric. The signature went into the muslin, and then people could just choose whatever other colors that they wanted to use on their block. And there's all sorts of wonderful memories of all the people that were in this group. Unfortunately, the group disbanded pretty closely after we were finished, so these are 2003. And I have decided that for one of them, I'm going to put them in this direction, like this. And one of the things we realized is that if we did that, this could be a 4-patch, so every single block can be made the same way. If I just combine all of my blocks this way, if I make all of my blocks this way, I just need 4 of these, and then for each quadrant of the quilt, so all of them on the left side would look like this, and on the right side they will all just be turned. The whole block would be turned this way, and then for the bottom right quadrant they would all just be turned this way, and for the top left they would just be turned this way. And so basically what this means is I can make the same block, same set of blocks 4 times. Actually the top left would look like this. But basically what this means is I can make the same block 4 times, and it's just a matter of just sewing them right next to each other. So that's going to make it really nice and easy to sew together. But one thing I realized before I can start sewing these is I need to trim these blocks. So I guess I really should plan to trim these instead of sewing, which is what I was planning on doing. So I'll go ahead and just take out this ironing board and get the cutting mat ready, and then we can just start cutting. Okay, I'm back, and it's good to have proper tools for this project. So I went ahead and switched out my blade for this because last time we had some problems with making sure that everything got cut properly, so hopefully this will work better now. I also have pulled out a rotating cutting mat. It's going to be interesting. The tripod is in the way. And then the other thing I have is a small ruler. This is 4.5 inches. Yeah, this one's 4.5 inches. Maybe I have a 5-inch ruler at home upstairs. This is a little bit small for this quilt, but I think this is probably the size that it was supposed to be, because this is exactly 5 inches, and I know that we had made them a little bit bigger so that they could be trimmed down to size. And generally speaking, if you have group blocks, it's probably better to be trimming everything. Yeah, see, this 5 inches is too big. So here you can see that 5 inches is way too big. So 4.5, I think, is the planned size. And that we had asked for them to be made a little bit bigger so that they could be trimmed to size. Right. I guess I could just measure against this to make sure that it's straight. And I could just go to the side or just center it in a way that looks like it would work. Centering it is going to work better anyway, because that way you can make sure the signature is properly in the middle of the block. And just like what we worked on before, is I'm not going to try to make sure that everything points in the exact same direction. I'm not going to try to match the seams for the signature parts of it, just to make it just a little bit improv, just because that makes it easier than having to try to make all the signatures match. I could draw a line here and say every time it has to match this line, but I don't want to be that choosy. The nice thing about having a square like this is that you don't have to worry about making sure you have the right size or anything, because it's already done. Here's one done. I'm just going to put my trash can up here so that I can just throw all my trash in the trash can while I'm trimming. you see, remember me. Trim it. Okay, my time is up. I got a good handful of blocks trimmed. So I have a nice big stack of blocks trimmed. I'm not going to count them at the moment, but there's a big stack. Here's a bigger stack of blocks that haven't been trimmed yet, but it looks like I made a pretty good dent on this pile. So next time I guess I'll have to continue trimming some more. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the progress on this Quiltswappers signature quilt block quilt. And I also hope that you got a chance to sew along with me so that you can enter to win prizes. It's really easy for you to enter. If you had a chance to sew for at least 15 minutes today, just leave a comment to let me know what you worked on today and how much you got done. The second way that you can enter to win is to just watch my video, and if you did that, just mention something that happened in the video today in the comments and I'll give you another entry in the drawing. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all of your support and I hope to see you again tomorrow.